So if you want to reach God, then gradually God has been telling people the way to progress. First, the society was not capable of understanding the fuller messages of God. So Christ brought no religion. Moses brought 10 commandments. But when Muhammad came, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, God wrote one special sentence in the Quran. Al-yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum. I finished religion with this man. And atmamtu alaykum ni'mati. And I finished the Prophet's house. So naturally, if you are a seeker, you have to make the same progress. From a small, simple understanding of religion, you have to go to more complications inside and outside. Religion was meant to resurrect the human. It is the easiest way to pass through earth. When we are born, we know we have to die. And how useless this life is, we also know. So it is a pity that when I earn a little money, I die. When I am mature in my wisdom, I die. So why don't you see this very simple system? We are not here to rule, to stay eternally. Not here to conquer the universe, because we are only crossed the threshold of even the first sky. So naturally we are for some other purpose. We are being examined, tested for a utopia. You call Jannah, you call hell or heaven, whatever. They are very, very big, huge, unimaginable vastness of the world. So we have to cross over. Only death can give us a crossover. I cannot be in this world and in heaven. I cannot be in this world and in the hell. So I have to cross over and qualify. And you know what God says? You have only one thing to qualify. Whether you believe in me or you don't. I've given you enough wisdom and all symptoms to understand that you should qualify for the understanding of God. And the easiest way was religion. You know when scientists, Ptolemy was wrong?
Sorry?
Have you read about sciences?
Have I read both?
Sciences?
The Christian and the...
No. Generally, have you read the sciences?
To a certain degree.
To some degree you know about cosmology?
Yes.
So you know Ptolemy was wrong? Ptolemy? Yeah, who was the first cosmologist.
The Greek.
And you know Copernicus was wrong? They're wrong. But they don't abuse each other. Even we today appreciate Copernicus' effort to understand universe. We understand Ptolemy and we say, though he was wrong, but in religions it was not the other way. Every religion and the people, every religion was the same. But the people started, possessing religion. And the worst were Jews. They made God a household thing. They didn't turn him as a universal creator. They just said he was born in a house. Yahweh is born in a house, he will die in a house. So God of Yahweh is dead. But God of Islam is eternal. God of Christianity is eternal. The God does not come out of the family of Jews. They say He's us. We are the chosen. So we chose our God and God chooses us. But we don't say the same thing. The eternal Master has His own wishes, His own wills. He runs the universe, not me. He created me, I didn't create Him. So this was the simple difference which could not be understood by our religious people. So scientists did not disagree with each other, though they were wrong. Scientists kept on accepting even the first and third efforts. They were wrong.
Right, so they always took a step and then another step.
Yes, but they didn't say Ptolemy was absolutely useless or wrong. They didn't say Pythagoras was wrong. They didn't say Aristotle was wrong. But in religion, this was otherwise. Every religious people who came They said the first was wrong.
Right.
This process created hatred in human beings.
Right. So I think there's also a difference
So
between.
the only being Muslims, we retained the first thing that we did not call any prophet wrong. I say Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, peace be on Moses. I say peace be on Christ. I say peace be my own prophet. So the study is just like an academic study. If you stop studying at, you see, middle class, primary class or matriculation, would you start calling all knowledge wrong?
No.
That's it. We have to learn more. This is kind of a pyramid, difficult to achieve, but we have to achieve. We have to do our PhDs. We have to do our post-graduations, graduations, middles and primaries. So what happened particularly with the religious people, they stopped progressing. Christians stopped progressing. Jews stopped progressing. But we still need to learn more and more.
Right.
So our God told us and our Prophet told us, learn more and more. You will never stop with God. Always learning stops with everybody else, but not with God. He keeps on telling us, teaching us. Islam starts with one word, Iqra, read. This is the first ayah of Quran. He says, read, no more, so that you be more, you see, open to the skies and earth. You will know more about creativity God has already done and is going to do in future. So that's the first thing. And what else?
Thank you. I've got a whole list of questions here, but I hope I don't have to ask all of them. But maybe we jumped right to an interesting point. So I've been in a line of Christian mystic called Daskalos from Cyprus for the last 10 years about.
What was his name?
Daskalos. This is. Sure. This is a gentleman.
I see. Tell me one thing.
Yes.
There is a difference between spiritualism and mysticism. Mysticism means to be with God. Spiritualism is to have spiritual powers. So the mystics in the West cannot accomplish anything. How can somebody claim to be having a fuller knowledge of God without completing the full knowledge of his religion? How can a Christian be a mystic? Convince me. Do they have any such experience which can be called mystic experience?
I would claim so, yes.
No, you cannot. Possibly you cannot. But you have to tell me what was that.
Okay, so
What is the highest experience in Christianity? Mystic.
theosis. The fusion of the human soul with God itself.
Who would confirm it? I can easily say that this is not achievable by any Christian. Convince me, how can you?
So you're saying it is possible for a Muslim?
No, it's not possible. Half education cannot lead you to the ultimate results. I'll give you one example. Christians believe that Christ was crucified. Right? For example, the greatest experience of a Christian mystic, let me do this, Saint Assisi, Francis of Assisi. You see? She went into a lonely place and imagined all that beating, all that insults which Christ had. Let's see if they were not there, what kind of an experience would it be? If Christ suffered no such thing, then what kind of experience it is?
Well, to a certain degree, just an imagination.
Let's say Aquinas is good in understanding Christian mysticism. But what would you say about the greatest mystic of all Christianity, Saint Aquinas and Saint the other one? And he say, "Oh Lord, give me chastity, but not yet." That's what he said. He doesn't want chastity, but it's the greatest. You see, he also said something very beautiful. Otherwise, also he said, "Disharmony is also harmony." Saint Thomas Aquinas and Saint Augustine. This is what Augustine said.
Yes.
They were the topmost mystics of Christianity.
And of course, there was Origen as well.
But would you also say, after you're this great mystic, "Oh Lord, I don't want to be chaste. Let me enjoy the world a little more and then I come to you." Isn't it clear that Augustine did not want that chastity which God needed? And he says, "Oh Lord, give me chastity, but not yet." So he's trying to fill up. Okay, I'm not yet over with my joys of the world. So I'm waiting till I grow old, till I grow miserably incapable of doing any sin. So then I'll come. And another word, Quran says, neither he was insulted, nor he was beaten, nor he was hanged. This is the truest information in the line of religion. But he was taken up by God, and he'll be back in the days when we want to establish an argument on scientific attitudes. You are proud of being scientists. I have also sciences. And when you will reach your maximum, I'll send him from up there to tell you that you are all wrong, you are just mini-meters, you are nothing important. The one who created the universe, the one who created your earth and separated it from the universe, he is the greatest scientist of all times and worlds. So we have to see and find it. The truth we have to find. Unless we read the Quran, we are not sure that the standards being applied by the Christian mystic are true or not. And I told you, no Christian mystic can reach God. The reason is very simple. They believe Christ was hanged. They believe he was tortured. They believe he was passing through the bazaar and being abused. But Allah said, no, I don't allow this thing to anybody to do it to my Prophet. So, وَمَا قَتَلُوهُ وَمَا صَلَبُوهُ. Neither he was murdered, nor he was put on the cross. So where would a Christian mystic's experience lie?
Well, I think that's the historical aspect, right? But as far as I understand, mysticism is more about the direct experience, not so much about what happened 2,000 years ago.
We all have direct experiences. But this is a part of ESP, extrasensory perceptions. Extrasensory perceptions are not a mystic experience. You know, with all those experiences, you try to gain powers. And with God, you want to lose powers. All my life, I have tried to lose everything in me. I don't want to be with me. If I am a mystic, I don't want to be with me. Because I know 88 million years old man, an animal is in me. I know this animal cannot stand in the way of God. So I want to get rid of me. I don't want any supernatural power. I don't want to change the skies. I just want that the God be kind to me and I pass through this difficult pathway and reach the ultimate utopia which God has created for me. That's all I'm saying. I love God. But whom does God love? I say I love God. I remember day in and day. Look at this. This is not for power. I really miss Him. If I lie vacant, I know I'll be in trouble. I miss Him day in, day out. But this doesn't mean that I need to be very powerful. I wish that I had no powers at all. I would just be a common, simple man finishing my journey safely. That's the difference between the mysticism in Islam and others. Other peoples are looking for spiritual concentrations and powers. They sit on like owls and imagine God is in their heart. God is nowhere. Let them. These experiences cannot be justified. Look at Mahatma Buddha, Siddhartha. You know about him? Siddhartha sat for 12 years. 12 years in the Hindu order of mysticism. He sat for 12 years. He is known as, you see, starving Buddha. He did so much practices in starvations. Then he rose up one day, was like, oh, nobody has nothing in starving himself. You have to think. You have to think how to reach God. And only one book gives you the way to God. So that's why we are Muslims. I'm not Muslim because I'm born Muslim. I am a Muslim because I want God. I have studied all religions, every single word of them. But I know God cannot be found in any other religion. How can half-read be a man equal to a fully read man? Can you tell me any reason? How can be a matriculate understand the book of MSc classes? Unless until we completely finish the study of religions. We know what was gone past. If, listen to me, Buddha is a pacifist. He was a pacifist. Buddha, he was here in Taxila along with us. When Hans attacked, there were 70,000 Buddhists here. They had to make a decision whether to fight back or to sacrifice their lives. They said what our teacher told us, not to fight, not to hit back. So 70,000 Buddhists were killed over here at Taxila. A real Buddhist will never be fighting because he knows killing and being killed are both equal. So, but when the Buddhist was in Rohingya, in Myanmar, how many Muslims did they kill?
A lot, I don't know.
And
the
for
numbers.
what? And for what?
For no good reason.
For no reason.
Like any war so far.
So the religion was right. Religion was absolute. One part of the humans acted on that religion in Taxila and they sacrificed their lives. The same other part who called them Buddhists killed Muslims for no reason. It's up to us to understand religion. My Prophet is called Rahmatan lil Alamin. He's a grace and blessing for all the human and non-human beings on earth and in skies. So my Prophet never told us to do anything in excess. But my brothers and my sisters may be thinking on those. We only raised in the early eras of Islam, we raised the sword just to protect our own lives. That was the only thing allowed by our Prophet to us. And now he ordered one thing, even in battles, don't kill a woman, don't kill an old man, don't kill a child, don't destroy a crop which is of use to humans. All these battle orders were issued by Muhammad Rasulullah and nobody else.
But why is a man's life worth less than a woman's life?
Woman's life? Where?
When you can kill a young man, but you can't kill a woman.
But this is not ordered by any prophet, you see. Neither Moses, nor Christ, nor us. It's not ordered. It is that you are understanding religion wrongly. Isn't it?
Maybe, I'm just quoting your examples from before.
Yes, I am understanding religion wrongly. That's what I'm ferocious and angry. I am a killer. My prophet was not a killer. No prophet was a killer. I am killer. I am the same barbaric, old, 88-year-old primate. I am a primate. I am a Homo sapien. I'm not a Homo sapien as such. I am a Homo erectus. I am Homo habilis. I have not yet become a Homo sapien in truth. Yeah.
Thank you. So, what kind of practices do you do to as you say, find this
No practice.
no practice.
You just be common. You see, the greatest, if you really want to know how to love, then you will understand what God wants. Have you ever loved?
Yes.
You miss your beloved? You still?
Sometimes.
You know what? The only test of love is whom you miss more. Let's say if you belong to, or you had 3 to 4 affairs, and you had to make a decision. Okay, whom do you love? So you have to go to seclusion and say, that's all there's. But I cannot tolerate this girl's separation. So you miss somebody you miss more, you really love her. This is the only test. If you want to know whom do you love more, you have to go think in seclusion and think about that. If she is not with me, how do I feel? If she is not with me, how do I feel? If she is not with me, whom your heart wants more, without whom you cannot live in peace, you love more. So when you want to love God, Allah says, miss me more than anybody else and I'll be with you. Do you think your teachers, everybody else, they love God so much, they can't live without Him? Look at this. The day I started loving Him, you can say you should be sorry about this, you can tell me, but because I have never thought I could love Him so much, I cannot stay without Him for a moment. I miss Him. I really miss Him. The day I don't reach it, I have 99 names of God with me. And they are all beautiful. There is not a single name which annoys me. They are such a concept of aesthetic beauty. So I said, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, Ya Kareem. You are graceful, you are magnificent, you are beneficent, you are so kind. I love you. So I say, Ya Salam, Ya Mu'min, Ya Allah. You are the one who gives peace to my mind. You are the one who gives peace to my heart. You are the only source of all kind of comforts to my heart and mind. So I love you. I say, I've been betrayed by so many women. I have not been betrayed by you. I have betrayed you. I know where the beauty lies. I know where the center of attraction of the whole universe lies. I know that you are the only one to be loved, you, because I've seen humans. I've seen power, I've seen everything. Everything is dirty. Only you, my Lord God, you are the purest. I cannot be that pure. I'm always telling you, I cannot be that pure. So give me a touch of at least that purity. I can enjoy your companionship. So that's why Allah, you know what say? He in return says, only the most learned can be with me. So he tells me, read more, understand more, try to look into the human heart, try to look outside, and then you will know.
So for you, it's really finding a direct understanding through the mind first, and then slowly cleaning up all the misunderstandings and.
وَمَنْ عَرَفَ نَفْسَهُ فَقَدْ عَرَفَ رَبَّهُ. That who knows himself, only he knows God. So I have to know what complexes do I have. Whether you see I'm a narcissist, I'm an exhibitionist. I have to know. Because these are those things that they dodge me in the way of God. We think we are being spiritualists or we are being mystics, but the gates of understanding are closed. Even a hair breadth of any kind of, egocentricity will put you out. How would you think about yourself, whether you are thinking about God or thinking about yourself? Why? You see, the second rule is there is no sympathy. I don't sympathize with myself. I don't have to. I know what I am. How can I sympathize? When I see a criminal, I say my and his chemistry is the same. How it is that I am an honorable, respectable gentleman? And how is it that he is behind the bars for killing and crushing so many people? What is the reason? There is no reason. The circumstantial evidence is the same about us. While his parents were